careful, man. He's a wild one.
What are you talking about?
The bat!
Okay. There's a bat in your house.
He's huge! Gotta be a 2-pounder at least.
You just threw something at me. You're messing with me.
No, man, he's a real killer.
Okay, I believe you. We gotta stop this bastard. Did you get him?
Almost.
Dude, gotta get him. Did you get him?
Almost got him.
Dude, you really gotta get him. Get him. Oh, did you get him?
Almost.
All right. Did you get him?
Not yet.
All right. Get him. You gotta get him. And now for another episode of an hour feature presentation. This is
Carey Williams. I think I could eat the old 96er.
And I'm Josh Sanchez. I'm more of a hot dog guy.
You know what those things are made of, don't you?
Yeah, I don't care. A family's camping vacation in a cabin is rudely interrupted by uninvited cousins, and hijinks ensues as they bicker their way through outdoor adventures. This next movie is The Great Outdoors!
The Great Outdoors was released June 17th, 1988, with a budget of $24 million. It went on to open with $6.1 million in its opening weekend and grossed $43 million.
That's pretty good.
Pretty
good. And this was the third and final film written by John Hughes and directed by Howard Deutsch. I don't know how to say his name.
I did Deutsch.
Deutsch. The earlier two movies were Pretty in Pink in 1986 and Some Kind of Wonderful in 1987.
The main movie poster was designed in the guise of the cover of a magazine called The Great Outdoors. The magazine's motto was Outdoor Fun for Everyone. The edition was Volume 1, Number 1. Two of its headlines read Raccoons, Furry Friends, or Masked Menace, and Top 10 Tips for Family Trips.
Yeah, the setting with the old long name of Lake Potawatomi-Minimac. Potawatomi-Minimac is a fictional place in Wisconsin. The real-life Bass Lake in California portrayed Lake Potawatomi-Minimac in this movie.
John Candy came to the set with a big beard, figuring it would fit his character, who was a big outdoorsman. The studio made Candy shave it, fearing audiences would not recognize him or enjoy the look.
It's crazy.
We got to see it in Wagons East.
Yeah, we did, yep. A song in the film, Dragboat, is listed on the credits as being performed by the Elwood Blues Revue. The Elwood Blues Revue is, of course, based on the characters in the Blues Brothers, starring Dan Aykroyd.
Amazing.
It's great.
John Hughes' first choice for the role of Roman was Chevy Chase, as he had written and produced National Lampoon's Vacation in 1983 and wanted to reunite Chase and John Candy for another film. But Chase had already committed to Funny Farm and was unavailable. He briefly considered Bill Murray after Chase bailed, but Murray was still on hiatus from making films and would later return the same year for Scrooge. I'm really glad he made Scrooge because it's one of my favorite Christmas movies of all time.
Great movie. John Candy then suggested Dan Aykroyd, whom he was a close friend of, and since Hughes had never worked with Aykroyd, at that point, he approved the casting. Chase, Aykroyd, and Candy would all later appear in Nothing But Trouble.
I love it. Even though people complain about it, I love it.
That movie. In 1991, which marked Aykroyd's directorial debut, this film made a small profit at the box office and later developed a huge cult following on home video and television, whereas the latter film was a huge critical and financial failure.
Sad.
Yep, the A&W restaurant where Cammy works at never actually existed in Bass Lake, California, where the film was shot. It was especially designed for the film by using the ice cream shop at Bass Lake, and the interior and exterior were designed to look like an actual A&W location. After filming, however, the A&W signs were torn down and the ice cream parlor reopened for business at like it was before.
Bart the Bear's character isn't known only as the bald-headed bear. His name is actually revealed to be Jody in the movie, which we learn from the raccoons in an after-credits scene.
So cool, so cool. In one of the early drafts of the script, Roman, Dan Aykroyd's character, finds a gold coin treasure at the bottom of the old mine while rescuing his twin daughters. And so all his money problems are gone. This would result in Roman buying the Loon's Nest cabin, sharing some of the treasure with Chet, and promising each other they would vacation at the lake together every summer, in which Chet would be making a no-way face behind Roman's back. For unknown reasons, this ending was altered. Yeah. All right, let's talk about the soundtrack.
It's got Yakety Yak, which appears in several 80s movies that we're doing this season. By the Coasters, you have Big Country by Joe Walsh, Hip Hug Her by the Elwood Blues Review, Land of a Thousand Dances, the Elwood Blues Review featuring Wilson Pickett, Beaver Patrol by Pop Will Eat Itself, Hot Fun in the Summertime, the Elwood Blues Review featuring Sam Moore, Cabin Fever by David Wilcox, Drag Boat performed by Dan Aykroyd as Elwood Blues and Tom Scott, Paul Bunyan Love by Tex Ritter, Land of a Thousand Dances by Wilson Pickett, There Is No Love Between Us Anymore, also by Pop Will Eat Itself, and The Twilight Zone, written by Bernard Herrmann.
Oh my gosh, amazing. Now let's talk about the cast. First up here is the amazing, great Dan Aykroyd. Go ahead, start out. Oh, I'll do Dan Aykroyd. Dan Aykroyd. Dan Aykroyd, who's Roman Craig, Saturday Night Live, The Blues Brothers, Ghostbusters, Spies Like Us, Dragnet, Ghostbusters 2, Nothing But Trouble, Coneheads, Blues Brothers 2000, and of course up next we have your favorite.
My man John Candy's Chet Ripley. He's from SCTV, The Blues Brothers, Stripes, Vacation, Splash, Brewster's Millions, Summer Rental, Volunteers, Armed and Dangerous, Little Shop of Horrors, Spaceballs, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. She's having a baby, The Great Outdoors, Who's Harry Crumb, Home Alone, Nothing But Trouble, Career Opportunities, uncredited,
yes,
Only the Lonely, Delirious, JFK, Cool Runnings, and Wagons East.
It's a great list of movies. And of course, next we have Stephanie Farisi, who plays Connie Ripley. She's in Blind Date, Hocus Pocus. And then, of course, we have
Annette Bening as Kate Craig. She's from The Grifters, Postcards from the Edge, Regarding Henry, Mars Attacks, The Siege, and American Beauty.
And then we have Chris Young, who plays Buck Ripley. She's having a baby, Max Headroom, TV series, Warlock, The Armageddon, and PCU.
Mm-hmm. We have Ian Michael Giatti, who plays Ben Ripley. He is also in Oh God, You Devil.
And then we have Robert Prosky, who plays Wally. Is in Christine, The Natural, Outrageous Fortune, Loose Cannons, Gremlins 2, Hoffa, Last Action Hero, Rudy, and of course Mrs. Doubtfire.
We have Lucy Deakins as Cammy. She's also in The Boy Who Could Fly, Little Nikita, and Cheetah.
And then we have Nancy Linehan, who plays a waitress at Smokey and the Bandit 2, Like Father, Like Son. She's having a baby, Out on a Limb, and Pleasantville.
We have Louis Arquette as Herm. He's in Big Business, Akira, Kiki's Delivery Service, Tango and Cash, Waiting for Guffman, Meet Wally Sparks, Princess Mononoke, Scream 2, and Almost Heroes.
And we have Britt Leach, who plays Reg, is in The Last Starfighter, Weird Science, Baby Boom, Father Bride. How many times did he get struck by lightning?
66 times.
Oh my gosh. Now it's time for the press kit.
Another wonderful one.
Oh, it's a great one.
Oh, replicating the magazine cover, just like the movie poster.
And it's so good.
Yeah, it's a great look. I do love it, and the logo, stands out. It's a cool looking one.
It's amazing. I love it.
You got Roman Craig as he's, got John Candy on the hook here, Chet Ripley. Got the Universal News with the production notes about The Great Outdoors. And of course, as always, we'll throw these up on screen for you. We also have one with the cast and little description of everybody involved. This one's a little bio about the cast members. This one's about the filmmakers. We have a little write-up about Dan Aykroyd.
Mr. Aykroyd.
We have a little write-up about John Candy. Which is something I have to point out real quick is, until more recently, I've always thought of it as a John Candy movie, even though Dan Aykroyd is top billed.
Yeah.
We have a write-up about Chris Young here. And then one about Howard Deutsch. As always, we have a couple stills here. We don't have as many in this one. I don't believe this was a complete press kit, but at the time it's the only one available, so we took what we could get. And, you know, I'm glad that we had it available. We have one here of Roman Craig and Chet Ripley. We have the infamous hot dogs versus lobster scene right here that I guess we know which side that Josh is on. And then we have one with Roman Craig running from the, I don't know, I don't remember that scene, so I think that's just a candid photo during the production.
Yep, that's what it looks like. Instigates a series of riotous adventures at the expense of his brother-in-law. That's all it says.
Right before he's about, oh, you know what that is? I bet that's when John Candy accidentally pulls the boat up onto the dock.
That's what it is. The boat is right there.
So he doesn't get hit by the boat. That's what it is.
He's fleeing the boat. Oh my gosh, it's amazing.
Pass the folder along over to you as well. It's a great folder.
This is a great, I love this. I love this style too.
Me too.
This like artwork style. It's great.
It's got that. I believe it's meant to emulate Field and Stream's magazine.
Yep, it's so good. It's fantastic. All right, let's talk about some of the scenes that stuck out to us.
Oh, there's so many good ones. When they start out that movie with the music, you have Yakety Yak at the beginning, and it's just like, there's a lot of movies that start off that way where it's like the family traveling in the car singing a song together, basically, and it's nice. You know, you have, the brothers that kind of fight with each other, but they're all enjoying their time as they're traveling to the cabin they're about to, and then you get the stark contrast of Roman's family driving there, and he's got a different music that plays. I do believe it's the same music that plays as the raccoons when they appear.
I think so. I think so. Yeah, and then of course when they arrive at the cabin meeting Wally.
Oh my God! And Wally is a character.
He is funny. What is it? How do they get his attention?
There's a little sign up that says "For prompt service, blow me," and then there's a little horn that they pick up and blow, and it makes the weirdest noise. It's like, it's almost like a kazoo sound that comes out of it. Honestly.
And then when that dog comes out,
and the dog just leaps up over the counter instead of Wally appearing.
And it's just all the porcupine quills.
Isn't his name Wormer?
I don't know.
The dog's name's something like Wormer. So, get out, Wormer! And he's like,
loves porcupines.
She hates people. She's in heat too.
Too bad you're not a dog.
And then, as Wally's taking them to their house, he's sitting on the hood of their car.
Yes,
like, he's got one leg extended, and it's like,
it's so funny, and it's just like, and then when they get to the cabin, he's like, yes, one of our newly remodeled ones, it's whatever. And
talking about how much they spent on Lysol.
It's so funny. And then as he's walking away, he's like, all right, all you folks enjoy your stay. He's like, how can we not in a place like this where you can get the shits from the well
He mutters it under his
he's
breath.
like, what does he say? I missed it.
I know.
What did he say? And it's so funny.
So good.
It's so funny. Of course, and then Roman surprises
What's
him.
great is when Roman shows up, like, Chet's basically trying to have a little intimate time, a little intimate moment with his wife, and he's role playing.
Yes.
And he says she's Shelana, the woods mistress, and he's a guy named Bert. And then when Roman comes in, he starts filming them.
He's filming them. Yep.
Roman says something about him being Horny the bear. With Shelana, the woods mistress.
So funny.
And he's like, no, go on, role play. It's good for the marriage.
Oh,
and
man.
They're so angry with him. I'm honestly surprised because, like, Chet's more angry than the wife is. You'd think it'd be the reverse.
Yes, it'd be the reverse. Yeah, it's so funny. And of course, when of course, it's like a few minutes later or possibly hours later, and they're on that, like, back porch area.
And it's just enjoying the outdoors.
Yeah, he's like, what do you see? What do you see?
I'll tell you what I see.
He's like, I just see trees. It's like so funny. Oh, the Chet Ripleys of the world, able to just lay back and casually stroll along life's path. The rest of us are probably going to die long before of a heart attack and strokes long before you. And then he just laughs.
Chet, he says, yeah, wouldn't that be great if a bunch of people you hate just drop dead? He like mutters like half of it under his mouth.
I tell you. Oh my gosh. And then, of course, they're grilling on the grill. It's
the lobster tails.
The lobsters, yeah.
You know what Mr. Gourmet wanted over here? Hot dogs. You know what those are made out of, don't
And then,
you?
of course, later that night they're inside and they're trying to tell the
God.
stories. It's like the campfire stories, but
Yes.
inside, and he tells them the story of the bear, and it's so funny. Go ahead.
I love when it shows him in his youth too. They just give him like some glasses and stuff like that. And he just keeps like, shows the bear outside,
I like how enthusiastic he is, and
looking out the window.
And his wife is just kind of like pleasantly like, yeah,
it happened like that.
Yeah.
No, it's true.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny. And then of course, everyone gets scared.
Oh yeah.
I'm going
All
to
of
sleep.
them.
I'm going to sleep. And then Roman goes to his
Oh my
daughter's
God.
room. And this is like the contrast between John Candy's character and Dan Aykroyd's character. It's like John Candy is a very down-to-earth
And he knows how to
person.
talk to
He
a
knows how to
kid.
talk to a kid. And Dan Aykroyd, it's so funny. Roman,
It's like a business meeting.
He goes into the room, and they're already tucked in bed. Good evening. How's it going?
Just laying in their beds.
Listen, girls, as your father, I felt it incumbent upon me to set the record straight on the validity of the tale which Uncle Chet shared with us this evening. I know that a terrifying story like that, coming from the mouth of a recognized authority figure, could be traumatizing for a kid like yourselves. And so it's just, I know that because I had a similar experience with my Uncle Roy, and a story he used to tell me about a family that went into the woods and was attacked by a band of escaped Army psychiatric patients who had been subjected to violent, hellish, torturous behavior modification experiments. It seems they escaped from the mental boxes, and the Army kept them in. Found them in family, and found this family in the woods.
Fell upon them,
slaughtered them, and ate them. Now the story gave me nightmares, not to be believed. So I don't want Uncle Chet's bear story to upset you in the same way. So I'm here to say that there are actually no bears, and all that what Uncle Chet was saying was just a yarn spinning for entertainment. It's so good. And
God.
even if there was a bear out there, I'm in the house to protect you. So no more thinking about bears, all right? No more thinking about unpleasant thoughts. We're going to close our eyes and dream about nice things, about cuddly, soft, fluffy things, okay? Super good night.
And the best part is
night.
those children just stare blankly at him the whole time, say nothing, and then it shows them laying there after he leaves, and it shows the sun come up, and they're still just laying there staring forward.
So
no sleep at all that night.
Of course, and it's like the raccoons eating garbage.
Oh my God.
It's like, I love, because they show the raccoons several times.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like the
Little
raccoons
subtitle.
making the subtitles, and they're talking about like, oh man, we're going to eat tonight. It's like,
Yes.
we're going to dig through
Lobster
the
tails.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And then they say there's hot dogs too, and he says, "You know what those are made of, don't you?"
It's the same repeat of the joke, but
And then
of course the raccoons.
Later on, they have I think they like bungee strap the can
They
lids
do.
on.
I think they put rocks on
And they
top.
said, "What do you think these claws are for? Scratching our asses?"
It's so funny. And then we jump to Chet trying to teach Ben how to water ski. And of course,
goodness.
he's showing him on the dock. And
the main thing he's saying is, "What do you do when there's trouble?"
yes,
Let go.
let go. And then he thinks he's waving him to go.
He's just waving because like they're yelling at him,
he's
and
like,
he's just hold on a minute. You know what I
He's
mean?
like, I think he's telling you to go.
Oh, he's going. Oh
And
yeah,
then
he's gonna
that's
go.
Just that whole sequence. of
Roman
the-
in his jet boat.
It's amazing. I love.
They
that
drag
whole
him across
sequence,
the
yeah.
water, and he doesn't take his own advice. He does not let go.
Does not let go. And then of course they go to celebrate
God.
the birthday of the 109-year-old.
And as they're entering or on their way there, I do remember like Roman says something about wanting to go see an Elvis impersonator with a large bust. So it's like I can't remember what size he says, but he says I'd rather see singing "Burning Love" with a 48-inch bust, or he says something
So
like that. Then the 109, he's like, "Well, I just want to somebody that's had the courage to live on this earth 109 years."
109 years. And of course they get to
He's
the
just
party,
sitting there.
and he's telling him, go around, we'll take pictures of them. And of course
Kiss him, push him.
Wally's like, that's not a good idea.
He ain't no jungle gym. He says to him, "I don't like the way them youngsters are."
What old man doesn't like a little kid sitting on his lap? He's like, well, that
a
was
dead
a
one.
dead one.
And he goes, how could you do that?
He's like, how could you do that to me?
He died on the way. He said, I didn't do it. He did it. He died on the car ride on the way
So
in.
funny. Oh my gosh. And then everyone is of course grossed out.
Oh yeah.
And then this is where Buck goes and meets Cammy at the pool hall.
You have your He, as his brother said, accidentally gooses her with a pool cue, and he does not start off on a good footing.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
She's like, "How dare you?" kind of thing.
Yep, and then of course we go to Chet and Roman at the bar.
That's great. Herm's great and Reg is great.
Oh my gosh! And what is it? If it's one of those. If you see Reg, it's before that.
He asks him. He says, "That's quite the interesting do you got there." He says something about a neo skunk look or something like that, and he's like, "Oh, Reg's hair turned white because he got struck by lightning. How many times is it now, Reg? Six. And they think he's done. You know, 6 times. 66 times. And then head. When you were a kid, you're like, what is happening?
Yes. And I love how the bartender's like, well, if you see him running, you.
Nobody's as tuned into the bariatric pressure as old Reg here. You see him running for home, you get undercover.
So funny. And then, of course, when they get back home, they wake up in the evening, and there's a bat loose in the cabin.
It's a 2-pounder.
It's a 2-pounder. Oh, it's so funny.
And Roman acts all tough until it buzzes him, and he's like, we got to make a plan. They don their bat fighting armor.
Man,
and
it's so great. And then, of course, they go to the restaurant. What is the restaurant called?
Oh, Paul Bunyan's Cupboard.
The old 96er.
When I was a kid, this was one of my favorite parts because
gosh,
it's like
so
the way
good.
they hype it up because they're all doing their order, and then I want to say the menu's on a slab of wood. First of all, it's like they shaved off a part of a tree and engraved the menu on it, and then he's like, oh, what's the old 96er? And he just casually's like, oh, I think I'll try that. And, I think his wife says, has anybody ever finished one? And the witch, oh, not in my lifetime. And then they do this segment where they're leading to where they store it.
Yes.
It shows a chest that says home. There's a wooden sign. Home of the old 96er, and they open it up, and it's like they're playing this dramatic music. It's this slab of meat laying there, and then they come out, and this big, burly, bearded man just slams it down in front of him, and he's gonna watch him. We're gonna make sure you eat this. No sharing or anything like that kind of thing.
Like, he ain't done yet.
Yeah, and he does his pacing good, and all along the way, Dan Aykroyd's listening to his belly and stuff like that. You hear gurgling, and he's like, it's processing nicely. And he's slowly whittling, and you see that last piece, and he says, oh, I think that about wraps it up, and that's when he says he ain't done yet, and then he goes, oh, I mean, it's gonna take a minute to chew it, but I assure you, he's gonna get it down. And he goes. He's like, that's not all that's... He says, there ain't nothing on that plate but gristle and fat. And then the guy just looks at him like this. And he goes... He basically indicates we got this kind of thing. And I love that John Candy starts pulling at his shirt, pawing like this. And then Roman's like, you think if I get a dessert down and we throw in some hats and shirts for the kids?
It's so great. And of course, as they're walking out the restaurant, he is just disheveled.
Oh, yeah. And when he gets home, the raccoons have gotten into the garbage again.
Yes.
And Roman's like, take a look at those maggots on that meat. And then you basically hear John Candy barfing shortly after that. He runs to barf.
So great, yep. And then of course they get into the little argument after that. It's the family argument, and
they're saying something about blowing somebody out their ass, basically. The kids are saying it, they're repeating the parents.
It's the whole back and forth, and they're calling him a crooked SOB, and it's the fake investments, and it's the whole. It's crazy.
But then you have the twins decide to take off on their own, and it's raining out, and they find shelter at that mine shaft that Wally warns them about it earlier because he says the kids keep them kids away from there. And they basically slide down and get trapped in there. And when they're looking for them, Roman and Chet come across them and find them, and Chet runs to get something to help pull them out. Roman goes down, gets them, and climbs out with them. Chet gets back there, chucks the rope down. He pulls the bear up from the story. The bear still exists. So he's like, come on, work with me here. You know what I mean? When he finally gets them to the top, because it's that bear.
Because the twins and Dan Aykroyd, they're already gone.
Yes. Yeah, they're back at the house, having a sandwich. And so Chet's running back to the house with the bear chasing him.
Oh my God.
And he pounds on the door, and the bear pushes, or he comes in, slams the door shut. big. And he's like, oh, you want a sandwich? Oh, and he says big a few times. They're like, oh, we'll make you a big one. And you want a big? And he's like, Big Bear chase. Big Bear chase me. And they're all confused. And then the next thing you know, the bear knocks the whole door down with John Candy underneath it. And I love how he's jumping on it. And like John Candy's under the door. And then basically they're all running up the steps. They're trying to figure out what to do. And Wally shows up.
This is fantastic.
And
he shows up with
the lamp
that they
gun.
saw earlier. So when they were checking in at the very beginning.
There's all that decor.
There's all the decor. And right up there by the front counter, there's this old, like, it's like a musket rifle.
And it's got a lamp.
It's got a lamp on it. It's very similar to this thing here. And they're like, oh, that's really cool. So Wally comes running in with this.
It's got a cord hanging off of it and everything.
And he goes and
they plug it in and the ball is lit.
And it's so funny because
John Candy takes it out of his hand. John Candy's
like, what are you doing? It's a lamp. And he says,
yeah, but it's loaded.
It's so funny, and of course,
John Candy takes it out of his hand, and he does
it's so funny.
He aims. It's real dramatic, the aiming, and then he launches, and then the boof, all the hair just explodes off the ass of the bear, and it just the noise it makes, and you can tell they sped the footage up because it's running so fast. As it runs out the door and down the road.
Funny. They should really capitalize on that idea, shouldn't they?
They definitely should.
To the ordinary untrained eye, this seems like a typical living room. There are several seemingly ordinary items that can be used for home defense. Take this TV remote, for example.
It just looks like a regular TV remote to me.
Yeah, but it's loaded.
From the makers of Fake Machine Gun, My Uncle's Hatchet, They're Perfect, and Cutlery by Mick comes, yeah, but it's loaded.
You can channel surf with this baby, but if you press the wrong button, you'll be searching for a new TV.
What about this alarm clock?
Careful with that, my friend.
Why? It's just an alarm clock.
One wrong button press and you'll be snoozing forever.
Oh man, I thought it was just an alarm clock.
And those with a sophisticated taste.
Is that a cocktail shaker?
Yeah, but it's loaded.
Humidor?
Loaded.
Tissue dispenser?
Loaded.
Salt and pepper shakers?
Loaded and loaded.
Baked potato?
Oh, you know that's loaded.
Magazine rack?
Definitely loaded.
What about this old revolver?
Oh, that's just for show, not loaded. But the stand it's on?
Mahogany?
Yeah, but it's loaded. That was so crazy.
Maybe some of this stuff's loaded.
Oh man.
That's when you then have the sequence where Roman basically indicates he wants to, help Chet out by getting him in on investment. He gets him to write him a check. They take off.
Yep.
His wife basically says, I can't believe how that was so nice of you to help them out. And that was probably the kids' college money. And you see Roman just slowly, like the life fade out of him. And he does like super U-turn. And he's like, I got to go back. She's like, what? Did you forget something? He's like, I got to go make this right. You know what I mean? And he goes back. He rips the check up and he explains it to him. And
he had lost his exchange.
He admits all of his things to his wife and all the other family, and then
9-to-5 job at a coffee shop or something. I think is what he.
No, he's running for the people he used to work with. He's basically like their gopher. Basically, now I'm a runner on the floor. He says, and that's when it cuts to the end of what I mean. They're getting ready. They're packing up, and Roman says, race you home. And John Candy just keeps laughing about it, walking away, talking to himself, race you home. What do you think he meant by that? And the wife going, it's just for a short time. Yes. I mean, and then she finally says, if we don't hurry, he's got to get the good spot. You know what I mean? And then,
man, and that's where it is. And of course, I love the credit scene for this movie because it's them. It's
the raccoons.
It's them dancing. The dancing credits.
Oh yeah. And it's to that whole the song sequence.
It's so fun just to see them. It's like I just thought it was cool. I thought it was fun to see them dancing.
And I like when they take, because I mean, that sequence in itself took some effort to film.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, those are nice little things that they add that they don't have to, but it really adds something to it.
Exactly.
And then once you have that montage of the dancing and the singing, we have a post-credit scene with the raccoons yet again. We find
out the name of the bear.
Yeah, they talk about her being not just the bald-headed, but the bald-ass bear now.
So funny. All right, let's talk about some of the bloopers that stayed in, if there are any. Oh my god!
You have the lampshade on the gun that Chet shoots with the bear. The lampshade suddenly just disappears like right before it's shot, even though it's on there when he takes aim.
Yep, in the pool hall scene when Buck and Cammy first meet, Cammy angrily turns around and sends Bucky's pool stick flying at the pinball machine, but it's in Bucky's hand.
Miraculously back in his hand.
Yep, okay.
You have when Chet starts to water ski, Ben yells out, "Dad, let go of the rope!" Before he says that, you can tell that by the people in the background that the scene is being sped up.
Yes, yep.
Several times that's occurred.
Mm-hmm. And then, of course, stick being waved underneath the bear's chin to make it knock down the cabin door.
This one is a special one for me. It really means a lot. I'm guilty of this sometimes myself. I think sometimes people make fun of, but like when I watched it with my mother and grandmother back in the day, it's the kind of thing where they're like, "Oh, watch, this is the part where this happens."
Oh, yeah.
And like, I'll be that guy too, like, "Oh, you got to watch this part. This is going to be great." You know what I mean? Like, but it's like, that was so special to me because I just remember seeing through the little kids' eyes their enthusiasm, their excitement, their enjoyment, and be like, "Oh, this is a big deal. This part's, I better watch this part because it's a big deal." And they liked all the, the typical scenes: the bear, the raccoons, the lightning, the bat, the water skiing, a lot of the physical comedy and the silly parts. And then when I grew up, I started to like the little finer nuances, the little more subtle things. You know what I mean? Like Wall-E. It's like when you're a kid, you usually enjoy the more low-hanging jokes.
Yes.
And then when you become, the older, the subtle things are the funnier stuff to you because it's not like right in your face and you have to like notice it to appreciate it.
It's just a lamp. Yeah, but it's loaded.
It's so good. And like I said, like even how many times I watch it, him sitting on that car. Just not even noticing
so
parts.
Funny.
Like there's just those little touches of
so funny.
Because it makes for a ridiculous character.
Yes.
It's not just, it gives him so many dimensions.
Yep. Let's talk about our favorite characters. Yours, of course, is.
There's almost never going to be a movie that John Candy's in that he's not my favorite character. So I'm going to have to go with Chet Ripley all day long.
So, I remember watching this as a kid, and I loved John Candy, and I still love John Candy in this movie. But again, as an adult, seeing all the other nuances of the other characters, Wall-E is definitely my favorite.
Sometimes those side characters are the best.
Rewatching this movie. It was like a whole different new character was inserted because I never noticed him ever.
Kids wouldn't care as much about that character.
I never noticed his character ever. I didn't know any of his lines, but been watching this again like 3 or 4 times since we've done the show, started the show. It just Wall-E just always stuck out. I was like, this dude is hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
This character, don't get me wrong, John Candy makes the movie, but just because I've already seen John Candy and I know what to expect, seeing Wall-E do all his little shenanigan things that I hadn't seen before was just amazing.
And Dan Aykroyd's amazing as well. So it's hard to, we know neither of us picked him, but I mean, he shines in this movie.
And of course, you're always going to pick John.
Always
going
to be John. I can't help it. I aspire to be anywhere near as great of a person as John Candy is.
I was John Candy and Dan Aykroyd because I love them both, but it's really hard. It's really hard not to pick John.
It's just
Candy.
like in some of the other duos that John's with, you just that matchup, just like with him and Steve Martin in Planes, Trains. You can't envision two other people grouped together for this movie other than those two.
So good. All right, let's talk about some of this set dressing, some of these props. I mean, let's talk about some of these here. Anything special about any of these?
We have the VHS, the DVD, and the Blu-ray. They have the classic cover. There's slight variations to them of in this one, they're wrapped in rope instead of John Candy up in the air. But this one's only up to Blu-ray at this point. A lot of the comedies of the 80s haven't quite made it to 4K yet. We have a little representation of our raccoon here. And of course, the best prop in the entire movie is the lamp gun. I mean,
The
it's
lamp
ridiculous
gun,
when they
it's
introduce
amazing.
it. It's even better when
better
they
when
use
they
it.
actually use it.
You know, and
but
it's like
loaded.
we have this little
little
guy
guy right
here
here,
from
the menace,
our
the
adventures
flying
earlier.
menace.
If he gets out of line, you know what I mean.
Flying
We're
menace.
gonna,
Of course, we have some brackets here. Yeah,
we're gonna go head up and make
and,
sure I have my little winged friend over here to represent some more
wildlife.
and we'll go ahead and we'll see if these guys up for performing for us today.
Of course, we got the sign here, and of course, the sign we see at the front
Oh, my
of the
goodness.
counter there.
With the horn to go, but we'll make sure we keep him under control for the duration of the show. And we really appreciate you checking out another great John Candy movie, a great Dan Aykroyd movie with us. And as always, thank you for watching and now our feature presentation where
We don't just love 80s and 90s movies.
we live them.